What's up, superstars? Back in the video. You got Superstar Rob and you got Superstar Nation. How you guys doing? Oh man, beating me up every single day. I hope you all had a wonderful day today. If you haven't already, don't forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button and join the Superstar fam. Hit the bell notification button to get every single video every single day. Also, Superstar VIPs, $2.99 a month. Star beside your name, access spreadsheet, giveaways. Reach out to us anytime, X, Instagram, or Discord. Make sure you join the Discord. It's in the description below. And join the security challenge run by Rich. Rich is doing a whole bunch of gifts out of the goodness of his own wallet just so that you can be protected, guys. Try pentester.com. It's going to go in there. It's going to see if your email's been compromised. Also, 2FA Authenticator app. Make sure you guys check that out because he wants you to be protected. So if you have the 2FA Authenticator app, it will help you. It will help protect you, not just in the Web3 space, but just in general. And there's can't go wrong with that. There's that whole talk about the SIN numbers being exposed and being leaked, all the SIN numbers. So, I think that just for that reason alone, it's a good idea to get on the security chat in our Discord, join the security chat, and Rich will help keep you informed. Okay, so some weird news today. I had no intention of doing a Veve related video today. I want to talk about something else, but this seems to be a pretty hot topic right now. So I figured today's video will be regarding Veve employees leaving. Now, Nestor, he was the CTO at Veve, which is considered like usually a CTO is a very, it's an executive position, right? It's someone who is very, very involved and knowledgeable about every aspect of the company if you're in that role. And he said, I'm officially moving away from my role as CTO at Veve. It's been a journey full of learnings that I will try to unpack over time. We had some great achievements adopting modern software architecture and practices, but unfortunately, a lot of potential has also gone unrealized due to structural issues. The opportunity at hand for the company remains intact, but there are some important jobs to be done to realize its true potential. There's no doubt that the Veve's strongest asset is the community. Looking forward to contributing as a member from now on. So that was kind of funny when I highlighted this and asked Grok. And I mean, to me, I know I'm curious to what Grok has to say here. So let's see what Grok says. It says structural issues in buildings refer to as problems. Oh no, this is not. You can't use this. This is like some civil engineering stuff. No, we're not talking about that. So what I understand by structural issues is the structure of the company itself. And he's saying that they were successful in adopting modern software architecture and practices. So that means when he came in, there must have not have been modern software architecture and practices. So they came in and they've adopted that. And maybe these things were things that we don't see as the end user, and maybe it's in the background only. But he said there's a lot that has gone unrealized due to structural issues. And that's the part that's really hard. So the comments asked about it. Sound Money comes in and says, but unfortunately, a lot of potential has also gone unrealized due to structural issues. And he talked about the CEO specifically. And Nestor says, it is very, I can't believe he responded to this. He said, it is very common to see founders evolving their day-to-day roles into more PR ones, public relations. Good example is the Amancio Ortega from Inditex Group that hired a CEO to become the global dominant brand they are today. He explained that was the key to his success. It does require awareness and good ego management. Veve has hired an amazing amount of top-notch talent over my period there. Some of the best people I ever worked with, but just hiring top players doesn't guarantee winning games. This is, in my opinion, the biggest unrealized opportunity. Interesting, because he's saying that they have the right people in place, but the right people are not being utilized in a way that is effective to achieve their goals. Or is he saying it's a prioritization problem where things are not being prioritized in the right sequence in order to achieve their goals? So we're going to have to just keep reading on that. Then Silo said, right, also key is a great leader or coach. And he says that is the most important, lead through coaching and mentoring to scale performant organizations. It's pretty interesting stuff talking about this in open like this. So he's saying he said he's going to take some time off. Okay. If we keep reading through this, he says, this is something. So Ocean asked, how long is your NDA in place? Community probably has a few questions. He said, this is something being finalized at the moment. So I can't tell yet, but there are still things that can be shared without any violations to help bring perspective. I'm curious as to why he even has an NDA. Usually the company must have some leverage over him. So a lot of people who sign NDAs, maybe they're getting a package, right? They're getting a payout. Like, why would you sign an NDA if they have no leverage on you? So when I see that an NDA is even being signed, why is he even agreeing to an NDA in the first place? Is it because they're paying him? Are they giving him a payout, almost like a package when you get laid off? And they're saying, well, in order to get this money, you have to sign the NDA. Because usually when you work at a company, if you want to leave, you just leave. And you give them a couple weeks notice. And if there's no money involved, you don't have to sign an NDA. You can go anywhere you want. You don't have to do an NDA. So the fact that this is even being finalized makes me feel like he might have been pushed out. It's possible. Again, I don't know for sure, but it's possible that he might be pushed out, or it's possible he left on his own and they said, well, for you not to talk, we're going to pay you. Sign this NDA and here's your payment. Like that could happen as well. So then we have, this is not the real one, but this account Bangladeshi comes out and says, what happened to the hired blockchain team that they hired? Instead, out of nowhere, they gave Dr. Profit the rights to create an app for them to recoup his losses from the OMI token, which just is another topic altogether. And Nestor says, I can't comment on the team. I can say that Dr. Profit is the only person I have met with a clear vision for OMI. It might be the best possible path considering the circumstances. Now, this was out of left field. Puddin' Cheeks comes out of nowhere and says, I'm going to chip in here and argue that Nestor has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to the vision for OMI. He quit participating in the blockchain team meetings well over 9 months ago. So take his opinion with a grain of salt. Now, that's scary, in my opinion. The more I'm reading this, the more I'm starting to think to myself, like, this is verifying what Joe and I have talked about now for a number of months or potentially even years. Like, we've talked about this for a long time. The one thing that we find with Veve, and I don't understand why it upsets people. If this comment's about to upset you, you must be heavily leveraged into this company. You own a whole bunch of their digital assets, which are in their custodial wallet, so you have skin in the game. But as someone who's tracked this company for a number of years, I do not have a clear understanding of the roadmap. I just don't. I don't know what Veve intends on being. I have bits of it, but there's nowhere for me, because there used to be the white paper, which is completely obsolete now, right? So there's no clear spot for me on like what they actually want to do long term. OMI, speaking of Puddin' Cheeks talking about the OMI team, it wasn't that long ago that the OMI team put out a massive network of how OMI token was supposed to work in the OUP program that got scrapped. Now we're getting golden tickets that give you MCP points. It's completely different than what was originally what we were told. And then there was a clause, well, we'd still like to do it the old way, but we all know that's not going to happen. It's going to probably stay the old way. It's going to stay what it is now, which is that the OMI token is going to get you some kind of MCP that then could be used in the app. And this could be for regulation reasons. But if you're the CTO of a company, how is it possible that you are not in these meetings? Because if you truly are interested in integrating OMI into the Veve app, would you not have the CTO there to help guide this? Like, this is the whole idea of these executive positions, from the high level, making sure all the components of this company can blend together so that everyone's firing on the same engine. The cylinders are coordinated and that you can achieve your goals. Is it possible that he wasn't doing his job? I mean, I don't know, Nestor. I don't know what's happening internally at their company. Was he just not performing and he just chose not to show up to meetings? Thought he didn't have to go when he was supposed to go? I don't know. Was it a problem that he wasn't staying on top of what was happening? So Veve gave him a package, which is why he's signing NDA. Again, your guess is as good as mine. I have no clue. But I think it's a big problem when your CTO is not coordinated with the OMI token and how that will integrate into the Veve app. So I think Puddin' Cheeks had good intentions here, talking about how, Nestor hasn't been around, so he doesn't understand the roadmap. But I think that's pretty scary that the CTO did not understand the roadmap. What else is happening within that company that people don't know what's going on? And as an observer, an end user, I have no clue what the roadmap is. I have no idea what the plan is with OMI. Like, I'm relying on an old chart made by Puddin' Cheeks from like, it probably was 2022, if I remember correctly. From 2022, November was when it came out. That's what I'm relying on. And there really hasn't been any clear guidance on exactly how this token is going to integrate fully and synergize with the Veve app. So I don't think, Nestor, from my perspective, an end user, and Puddin' Cheeks obviously has a lot of information that I do not, and probably many of you do not because you're not in the company. But I agree with Nestor. I have no idea what their plan is long term. What is their vision only? And the fact that they have a blockchain team, but in the end, Dr. Profit came in out of nowhere and made this third-party app, which probably is going to be the third-party marketplace. Again, just guessing. I have no idea if that's the case. But the fact that Dr. Profit came in and basically saves OMI and actually brings in a potential burning mechanism now with OMI NFT makes me question, was it because, like, why did Dr. Profit have to do this? We've been told for so long OMI NFT is going to come, and just out of nowhere, a third-party app is the one that delivers it. It just makes me feel that, like, they just, go with the wind, like, if just the flow. Dr. Profit came up and he's just like, guys, I want to do this stacker thing, and that's it. And I don't know, maybe Veve's working on something separately, so you're gonna have stacker and what Veve's doing. I really have no idea because there's so little information on a roadmap. And I'm not a heavy OMI investor, but I know that many people are. But if you are one of them, I don't see why you're not owed a proper roadmap. Like, you invested in the ICO. Let's say you go back to the ICO times. People who invested in OMI token thinking it was going to follow a certain way, and a lot of those things didn't come to fruition. So, is it really that unreasonable to just put out a clear roadmap of what's going to happen? And all this discussion about like David Yu, the whole comment about the CEO, and and Nestor basically saying that founders become PR. He's basically saying that, like, the founders are just not engaged like they were before. Did they make too much money? Or maybe they're just not engaged because they've been so successful now that they don't have that same drive. Speculation only, guys. I don't know. The team doesn't really come out too often to do any kind of interviews or discussions, nor do they have to, as they are a private corporation. They put out a product, you choose to buy it or not. So I don't know what Nestor's going on about. Maybe he will eventually come out. And what I thought was pretty strange is that there's been a lot of rumors about Alex. And guys, like, again, this is all rumors. Like, I have no idea what's going on with Alex, but I've been hearing chatter that maybe he's no longer with the company anymore. That Alex has the community manager, the marketing guy, has potentially left the company. Now, he posted this 2 hours ago. I have no idea what this means. It's, the hat down, lifts the hat, starts laughing. What exactly does he mean by this? Is he laughing that Nestor left? Is that why? Like, what's funny about that? I'm just curious. Like, I would like to know more. Are the rumors even true that he's gone? I think someone mentioned that he still has the blue heart, but some Veve tag was there before and it's been removed. So, when we talk about employees leaving Veve, is Alex also one that has left? Look, in the end, it doesn't really matter who's coming, who's leaving. People come, people go in corporations. And some people have said that. So what if Nestor left? People come and people go. It doesn't mean it's the end of Veve. I think it's the way that he left. It's the way of him exposing, to the rest of the community that there's some serious structural problems at Veve. He doesn't explain what those structural problems are. He will eventually have to explain, I'm sure, because he's already saying that he's going to sign an NDA, but there will be there will be kind of there's limitations to what he can say, but there will be some room to explain himself further. And I think a lot of people who are, like us, we've tracked this company for a long time. We'd like to know more. We'd love to hear a little bit more about what exactly does he mean by these structural problems, because it's lining up with what I think is the core of the problem with Veve, which is there's no clear roadmap as for the community of where the future lies with Veve. And For some reason, that comment upset some people, but it shouldn't. There should be somewhere an understanding of what the future will hold and what the plan is. And maybe that doesn't even exist internally. And that's why a CTO like Nestor maybe had some trouble in terms of hitting goals, objectives, and prioritization, because what's the plan, right? Where is it going? Again, guys, this video is 100% speculation. I do not know what happened internally at Veve. We may never know. I think though that after Nestor put this out, I think it'd be wise for Veve to respond to this. Nestor's gonna not stop. It sounds like he wants to say more. He said somewhere he's gonna do a 10-day break and then he will come back and maybe explain himself some more. But if I was Veve with this tweet, I would consider, for PR reasons, having a discussion with the community and maybe just saying something to help maybe smooth over some of the concerns that have been brought up. Ultimately, I am not completely surprised that he's leaving, but I am surprised that he's leaving the way that he is saying these things, I am surprised that he's saying that there's structural issues. I'm surprised that he's saying that CEOs become PR mainly. Like, why is he saying these things? It must be related to his experience there. So I think it'd be a good idea if Veve were to just kind of come out and just address what happened. And I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a big engine, so I don't think Veve is going to stop doing what they do. We know they're working on the Veveverse, but that was supposed to be done at the end of 2023. We're almost at the end of 2024. We're August 2024 now. Massive issues happened there, and we've never really had a clear explanation as to what happened. How could they go from a full gamification at the end of 2023 to August of 2024? There's nothing and no communication. The team, again, is very difficult to get a hold of. You can't really talk to them if you want. We tried to have them on our channel before. Not interested in coming on our channel, except for Reese, Shadow Reese, because he is the only guy who would be willing to come on our channel. But the rest of the team they're not interested in coming on our channel, which is their choice. But even looking around the space, their interviews are very far few in between. And then every time they happen, like remember Meta Mona, the community goes nuts and like attacks the interviewer for asking the questions, right? Like, what's going on with that? Like, why? He's a CEO. Let him do his answers. There's no need to get angry if she asks, what is Veve gonna be? And he says, Veve is what it is right now, right? Like he says, it's a bull market every day at Veve. Because it is a bull market. They sell their drops. So they're happy. They've made a ton of money in the past through the bull market. So what actually happened here? I don't know. For all we know, he got laid off. And, he wasn't doing his duties. I don't know. But it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like he tried. And he's now moved on to different things. And he's a bit disgruntled a little bit about how things went down. So he must have felt restricted almost. Like, he has the right people, but the right people aren't able to deliver what they got to deliver. So I don't know. I want to hear you guys' thoughts below, guys. I have no idea what this was about today. This caught me off guard. Didn't expect this. Let me know below what you guys think. If you haven't already, don't forget, become a superstar, smash the subscribe button, join the Superstar fam, hit the bell notification button to get every single video, every single day. And thank you guys so much for our VIPs. Take care. See you next one.